Blackboard by last time. Do you remember? Here you can see diaphragm. Through the diaphragm below came splanchnic greater, splanchnic lesser nerves. They spread in the branches and they do net. In the loops of this net will be right and left celiac ganglions. You can see this is celiac trunk, do you see? And around of it, the splanchnic greater and lesser nerves, which came from thoracic cavity, do you see, subdivided into the nerve fibers, they will do net. In this loops of this net will be collection of the bodies of the neurons. And this will be prevertebral group, which includes the celiac right, celiac left ganglion. You can see this is beginning from aorta mesenteric superior artery. Near it will be, do you see, mesenteric superior ganglion. Here will be continuation of this net. Where we took this net? From splanchnic greater and splanchnic lesser nerve. We will have continuation of this net, which is called the aortic plexus. But by the subdivision of the celiac trunk, by subdivision of the mesenteric superior artery, more of branches from this net by these arteries directed to the objects. And here we lost the more of branches because from abdominal or from lumbar ganglions of the sympathetic trunk, we will complete this net. Do you see? Because here will come postganglionar fibers. Do you see? You can see. And here above, do you see, we have the smaller portion of the preganglionar, which will from celiac trunk will come below, and preganglionar. And we have, do you see, the beginning of the some another branches from lumbar or abdominal, and they will complete into the same. The portions of the preganglion fibers, which we store from splanchnic greater and from splanchnic lesser, they will come, do you see, to this. This is mesenteric inferior ganglion. But mesenteric superior ganglion, mesenteric inferior celiac ganglion, sometimes can be very compact, sometimes, do you see, can be located like 4 portions, like 3 portions. No, you will understand later, I will show you. And you can see, below then the mesenteric inferior ganglion, do you see, which will do mesenteric inferior plexus, which will divide into the colic left, the sigmoid plexus, superior, sigmoid inferior, rectal superior. You can see here aortic plexus, which was completed by the postganglion fibers from lumbar or abdominal ganglions, will hang below, will be hypogastric superior, which divides into the hypogastric inferior. This is sympathetic innervation. Do you see sympathetic system? Look please here. Now I will show you some photos. Here we have the nature photos, but they are so combined. Why combined? Look please here. You can see this is sympathetic trunk. Do you see sympathetic trunk? And you can see these are ganglions of the sympathetic trunk. Do you see? You can see this is, do you see, vagus nerve. Do you see? This is vagus nerve. This you can see is sympathetic trunk. Here you can see sympathetic trunk. But now I will show you the better picture. This is combined picture. Do you see? We did the special photo, do you see, from lower to upper and from, do you see, from legs, do you see, to the head. And we decreased. You can see this is body, this is combined photo, and you can see, here you can see sympathetic trunk. Do you see? Here you can see continuation of the sympathetic trunk. On right side it is contrast because we rotated the body to the left side. On left side is only smaller portion. You can see the same sympathetic trunk. Sympathetic trunk continues through the diaphragm below, and you can see here from sympathetic trunk began the splanchnic greater, splanchnic lesser nerve, which come into the abdominal cavity and spill and do very compact net. You can see this is sympathetic trunk. of the cervical region. If you remember, we have three cervical ganglions. Very often, the lower ganglion connects with the first thoracic, and they do striate ganglion. This is superior, this is medial, this is striate ganglion, the connection of the lower cervical with the first thoracic. You can see different shapes, different distance. This is ganglion, this is ganglion. You can see this is ganglion, this is ganglion. You can see this is multi-angular ganglion. This is like triangular shape of the cervical ganglions of the sympathetic trunk, but different shapes. Now I want to show you the following. This is sympathetic trunk. I didn't take glasses. This is sympathetic trunk, do you see, which joins to the vertebral column, and here do you see will be branches which will complete into the splanchnic greater and lesser. Here is beta. Here is sympathetic trunk. You can see from fifth ganglion of the sympathetic trunk, but they are not globe. Say some rectangular, triangular, multi-angular ganglions, they have the different distance. Do you see? Here is very big, here is very smaller, here is so. And from fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth ganglions of the sympathetic trunk, do you see? Thoracic ganglions, do you see? Will be completed splanchnic greater. Do you see? From fifth thoracic, 6, 7, 8, 9 will complete splanchnic greater. From 10th, 11th, do you see? And sometimes 12 will be, do you see? Because sympathetic trunk doesn't have constant number, will complete splanchnic lesser. North. Look please here. This is aorta, this is cutted celiac trunk, this is mesenteric superior artery. Here came through the diaphragm splanchnic greater and splanchnic lesser nerves, and they spread into the branches. And these branches, do you see, do very, very compact net. And this net, do you see, which is placed around of the celiac trunk, is called celiac plexus, or sun plexus, sun on the sky, sun plexus. You can see these are kidneys, this do you see suprarenal glands. And you can see sun plexus by topography, we can describe it is placed by floor, do you see it between two suprarenal glands. You can see this is celiac trunk, and this will be celiac plexus. And why it is very compact? Because here will be inside the collection of the bodies of the neurons, and here, and they will called celiac right, celiac left ganglions. Here will be mesenteric, do you see, superior artery, and here will be, do you see, collection of the nerve fibers together with bodies of the neurons. This will be mesenteric superior ganglion. You can see here is vision from back. You can see this is, do you see, open for the direction in front of from aorta, the celiac trunk. This is open for the direction in front of from aorta, mesenteric superior artery. Here will be suprarenal glands. Here will be the left, right, because this is vision from inside, because this will be left celiac ganglion, this is right. This will be left, do you see, this will be right. This will be, do you see, left, this will be right. These are openings for the exit of the vessels which started from aorta. Here will be, do you see, here the left will be located by two individual portions. Do you remember, like on the scheme, I showed you the 4 portions of the mesenteric inferior ganglion on the scheme. Do you remember? I showed you. Oh, do you remember I showed you here the one ganglion was located by 4 portions. And here you can see this ganglion is located by 2 portions. This will be left, this will be right. This will be left, this will be right. This will be left, this will and this will be right. Some ganglion can include some thousands of the neurons. Some ganglion will include some hundreds of the bodies of the neurons. Some can include any millions of the bodies of the neurons. The distance, they have different distance. Another, you can see this is mesenteric superior plexus, which covers the same artery, and will continue into the intestinal plexus, to the small intestine, ileocolic plexus. Here here will be aortic plexus, this aortic plexus, hypogastric and superior, hypogastric inferior. Do you see many fibers? Do you see? These are smaller arterial vessels, not till arterioles. The plexus from big vessels will continue to the smaller. And this is what around? Peritoneum. In the peritoneum, we have also the smaller vessels and smaller continuation of the nerve fibers. For what? Because this is sympathetic system and it controls trophism. It must be everywhere. You can see this is hypogastric, this is aortic plexus, hypogastric superior, hypogastric inferior. This, do you see, the peritoneal plexuses. This will be aortic plexus, hypogastric superior, hypogastric inferior. These are, do you see, branches, vegetative branches in the peritoneum. This will be renal plexus, for control of the trophism of the kidney, for the control of the fornicate apparatus of the kidneys, which is formed by smooth muscles, for the control, do you see, of the walls of the ureter, do you see, vessels. Here will direct sympathetic system. And here, do you see, will be testicular. It begins and continues below testicular plexus. You can see this, do you see, is continuation of the hypogastric inferior. This will be, what? This will be rectum. Do you see? This will be rectum. This will be urinary bladder. You can see here the continuation of the hypogastric inferior plexus, do you see, to the rectum and to the urinary bladder. You can see again, this is urinary bladder, this is rectum. You can see how the nerves, after special color, do you see, by histology color, they direct. This is rectum, this is urinary bladder, and this is plexus, do you see, which by vessels comes to the objects. Not the same, this is urinary bladder, this is rectum. Parasympathetic system. This is vision from the back. This is vagus nerve. Vagus nerve, do you see, goes behind of the esophagus, do you see, gives esophageal branches to both sides, to the lungs gives the pulmonary branches. Not the same, this is vagus nerve, it gives, do you see, esophageal branches, it gives the pulmonary branches. The same. Vagus nerve, it gives, do you see, to the esophagus esophageal branches. Here it gives the pulmonary branches. Heart. My dear, you can see this, do you see, is vagus nerve. Do you see, this is vagus nerve. This is sympathetic trunk. Look please here, do you see, these are ganglions? And do you remember, vertebral column, sympathetic trunk. By intervertebral open, from vertebral canal exits nerve. Motor and sensory somatic portion goes behind and continues into the, for example, into the intercostal space. And this part separates and enters into the ganglion. This communication white fibers. When do you see from this ganglion, the another fibers will come back into the nerve. This will be communication gray. Here you can see this is sympathetic, do you see, trunk. These are ganglions. Do you see? This will be communication gray fibers. Communication gray fibers. Do you see? From ganglions they come back into the spinal nerve, which directed, do you see, behind of the sympathetic trunk by itself. You can see this is heart. You can see here we cut it out. Do you see? You can see this is myocardium and the fat, and you can see we cut it out the epicardium, because you can see here subepicardial plexus. This will be the nerve fibers and the collection of the some bodies of the neurons. You can see here will be, do you see, the visit of the vagus nerve. You can see to the, you can see to the deep extraorganal plexus and to the superficial extraorganal plexus. And here, do you see, will be continuation of the some fibers to the intraorganal different plexuses. Look please here. This is, do you see, wall of the any object. Now I will look. This is esophagus. This is esophagus. It includes mucous membrane, it includes muscular sheet, it includes, do you see, adventition. Adventition is not interest for us, because, do you see, serous membrane is absent because we don't have subserous ganglions. Do you see some 1 hour or more before this time? Do you see? You can see the collection of the bodies in the, do you see, walls. The collection of the bodies in the walls. You can see these are bodies of the neurons. And I said you, they are subserous or intramuscular. They are placed by groups, do you see? And in one place can be, do you see, from 20, maybe lesser, or till 70 or more ganglions. And they will call bodies of the neurons, and this collection will called ganglions. This is whole information about